Hey yo, this is North Star. Yes, this episode we're gonna be talking about Eddie.G, which is my Uncle Ed. He did pass not too long ago. So everything I say, just remember that he did pass on and he did die. So anyway, I will go into the chronicles of Eddie.G. Anyway, Eddie.G grew up in a family of two other brothers. There was three of them, and you know, he was a very unique kid. I think I heard stories through the family that he was having sex at a very young age. I think he was trying to play doctor with a girl when he was a kid, and this was the start of the behavior of Eddie.G. So as he grew older, um, he had problems and stuff like that. He smoked a lot of pot and did a whole bunch of stuff in high school, and he had problems. So at one point, one of his brothers decided, hey, I got to put this guy in the military. So he served in the reserves. When he served in the reserves, the hope, I guess, for the family was for him to straighten out. But apparently, Eddie.G is Eddie.G. He smoked weed. He drank a lot of beer and liquor. He banged a lot of women when he was in the reserves. He was a medic. He banged a bunch of girls in Hawaii. He even told me that he was going to sue Little John because he invented crunk in Hawaii in the 80s. And he invented that. The whole crunky thing, crunk. He was going to sue Little John. I didn't, I heard all this and, I thought, wow, is this guy freaking serious? And who knows? Eddie.G is Eddie.G. He hit on a bunch of women. I mean, he did not care. I mean, there was one incident where I heard that he hit on a girl at a ball game and her boyfriend was right there. And, Eddie was just Eddie, he didn't care. So, Eddie was just wild and stuff like that. He was just very spontaneous. There was one time he ordered pizza, and a delivery guy came up and he said, "Hey, asshole!" And the guy, thought he was talking about him, but he's talking about you know, um, his cat because his cat was coming up. I mean, but the guy would just go over. Like one time I was on vacation with my family, and there's a bunch of people wearing white robes, and he came up to them and say, "Hey, what is this? Is this a bird watching society?" But he was very wild. He'd go to strip clubs with his friends. I think there was one time where he went to a strip club and the daughter came up and said, my mommy doesn't like you. And he went out with the husband and they went to a strip club and did all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyway, Eddie.G was just, Eddie.G. He just did not care. Um, he wanted to be a musician, an R&B singer, or some type of musician, kind of like maybe the guy from Chicago or something. And he used to smoke weed over in West Philadelphia at the VA hospital with some African Americans, and that's where he got the title Eddie.G. That's what they said that he should call himself. And Eddie.G definitely wanted to get in the music industry. He just never fulfilled that dream. But anyway, he was a wild guy. I mean, he banged a lot of girls. He had maybe two girlfriends, but the rest, a lot of hookups. I mean, the guy was notorious. But anyway, he just could get women left and right. But as far as girlfriends or wives, this just never happened for him. But anyway, that is Eddie.G. Um, you know, he was my dad's brother, and all three of those brothers were originally from South Philly. But anyway, God rest his soul, Eddie.G. Rest in peace, and let your legend live on. This is North Star, a.k.a. Christopher the Kid Glowacki. Peace.